You made it, you beautiful souls. We have a lot to go over right now. A lot of changes with Testing Ground, Bashes, Lawbringer, and Nuxia, and Warden. If you guys will be pretty stoked about that, tell you what. And of course, I'm gonna say this is just testing grounds. Nothing is going live tomorrow when it comes to huge balance changes. So in testing grounds, we'll be able to test all of this out and let the developers know what is good, what is bad, and of course, write constructive feedback. Thanks for spending your valuable time here. Appreciate all you guys and enjoy the video. Oh snap! All right, heavy attacks now cancel to glass waltz at 500 ms up from 400 ms. Okay, that's good. Fantastic. Zone attack now cancels to Jade Ballet at 700 ms. Up from 600 ms. Okay, alright. Glass Waltz and Jade Ballet are now 300 ms, down from 400 ms. So yeah, this is basically just saying that Glass Waltz, which is her trap, will now be later, just like how it was in Testing Ground, so it makes it unreactable. That's it? That is it? That's all you do for Nuxia? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna freak out. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Do you even play Nuxia? That was a sad rework, man. I hope that does not count for the testing grounds. Okay, and now Warden's getting a buff. Okay, perfect. Side heavy finish is now 800 from 900. What? Wow, that is fast. That's just like a Rochi now. Side heavy finish trajectories have been improved. Bro, he's gonna be a good team fighter now. Holy Shinto. Shoulder bash now can be done from 100 ms to 500 to the front dodge. Whoa, that is crazy. That is crazy buffs. Most characters have that 300 to 500 ms, so if you didn't know, Warlords is 100 to 500 ms. That's why his is so hard to dodge, and so is Conqueror's. But man, making Warden have that? Well, of course, man, I don't know. Okay, that's crazy. That's actually super crazy. Warden has a chargeable bash, so that's super scary. Whoa, dude, no way. They're buffing Hitokiri. Holy smokes. Hitokiri. Sheesh. She definitely is a noob stomper. She's a noob stomper for sure. Slightly less challenging in the higher tiers. Opener heavy attacks now has uninterruptible stance beginning at 500 ms. At the earliest on the uncharged strike. What? Dude, oh my. They're giving her hyper armor back on her neutral heavies? What? Bro, that is ridiculous. Opener heavy attacks now has a minimum charge time of 300 ms down from 400 ms. Okay, so they made that better. Adjusted chain timings from opener heavy and chained heavy attacks to be from 200 ms to 400 ms, down from 366 to 400. Okay, so that is so much better for her chain link timings. Adjusted zone attack trajectories to better match weapon visuals, so better hitboxes on her zone attack, make her a better team fighter. Heavy openers now deal 22 damage from 24. Okay, well, I guess that's an okay trade, but still, I don't think we need to deal with neutral hyper armor because she has infinite chain heavies. It's not like Warlord where he has 2 heavies only, and they both have hyper armor and they do a lot of damage, 24 from 27. But Hitokiri's is going back to 22 all around the board. She's gonna be a hyper armor machine. She can out-trade Raider sometimes because she can continue her chain mix-up afterwards. Wow, this is actually a really insane change for her. It's gonna make her more into hyper armor machine, make her into a team fighter, so she can initiate without using a zone attack to get into a team fights. And essentially, you kind of just want to be charging her heavies anyways, or going into your sweep to land those pins. Oh man, I don't know how I feel about this change. It's gonna make her better for sure, like so much better. Make her easier to play too. This makes her stronger for higher tier players. I don't know, man, but if you guys are probably high or been drinking a little bit of vodka here and there, you are going to get even stopped, even more so with Hitokiri. Yikes. Okay, so they are buffing and nerfing Aramusha apparently. So Blade Blockade now costs 10 stamina. On entry was 5 and 0 stamina on exit was 10. So it costs stamina to use it. So now you can't just use it every single time when you get into recovery. You have to watch your stamina, which is good because Aramusha felt pretty darn easy to play when it came to recovery cancels on blockades. Very hard to punish unless you already were getting into your heavy finishers and Aramusha was in the middle of a fight or using his blockade or at the end of his chain attacks. The good part about this is that after you exit the blockade, it doesn't take any more stamina, and before it used to cost 10. So this is just a quality of life change essentially. Nothing too big of a deal for Aramusha. He's still gonna play relatively the same way. Alright, Jormungandr's chain zone can now be performed while out of lock. Okay, this is just a quality of life change, nothing too crazy. Just really small changes to probably a bunch of characters, as we can see here. The biggest part about this change is that you can use it out of lock, because usually you have to lock on first and then perform your infinite combo. That's probably the best way to clear minions. You do a zone attack, go into a follow-up light attack, into another zone attack, repeat and rinse, and now you can just do it out of luck. And the important thing too for this specifically is that you can do it in team fights, or when you fight someone in the minion lane, you can unlock and go into those mix-ups and just keep attacking. So Medjay kind of has the same thing where you can unlock and just keep attacking around it, and the other opponent won't be able to parry. So this is a huge buff to Jormungandr, actually huge. All right, so the bashes are now becoming faster, the non-feightable ones. So Griffin forward dodge bash strike now at 466 from 500. That is much faster. Shigoki's is the same. Centaurians, Kyoshin's. Oh, Kyoshin's is 433. Centaurians is 433. Jane June's is 400. Jane June's is 400. Gladiator's forward bash is now 400. Holy smokes, this makes it super strong. This makes it viable at all levels. My goodness. So that means people who can react to any bash timings or the animations will now have to deal with actual mix-ups. So this brings the skill, it brings it in line. It kind of brings everyone closer together, just like what they've been doing with, you know, the dodge changes and the static guard changes and light parries and stuff like that, with the dodge attacks all being light parries. I want to see how this feels, because if I'm really super focused, I can dodge like bashes maybe 50-50. Now I'm gonna have to make a huge read on this. Top tier players could dodge a lot of these bashes probably like 80 or 70% of the time. Players, most of the top tiers could dodge Gladiator's Toe Stab and Gladiator's Sucker Punch consistently. I mean, Sucker Punch is really easy to dodge. That's a super slow move, but the Toe Stab with 600 MS is neutral one. And that one, a lot of people still get, and even myself get hit by that if I'm not really focused. Usually, most of the time, I'm just playing while I'm freaking drunk. Okay, Janhu's got changed to 466, Shinobi's is 433, and Jormungandr's is also much faster. So they are buffing this Bash Strike at 466, so it's a little bit earlier, but they're nerfing the speed of which you can use the Bash at the earliest timing, because Conqueror's Bash is 100 through 500 MS, that's when you can use it, but now they're slowing it down from 300 MS. Interesting. And Lawbringer's forward bash is now going to be 433 from 500 MS. That's so insane. Yikes. They're saying they didn't put it at 400 because it would work probably every single time, and so as soon as you see a forward dodge, you have to be paying attention to the animation, and most people aren't going to be being ready to dodge that consistently. And of course, this is going to be a 100% read-based game, so that's why they're making it this way. So light attacks will be your friend when you see someone go for forward dodge, or you have to do it actually before that, otherwise you won't be able to interrupt them. So looking at that, this is going to make offense purely disgusting. Alright, so they said they changed the shove animation. Oh man, they say they were planning to fix it, but I don't know why they never said it during the stream. They were like, no, this is just that is so much better. That's so much better. Wow, I'm super impressed. So it was a change that was going to be fixed, but it's weird that they never stated it in the stream, because I suppose they never really want to talk bad about their artists, but I feel like they should also state it every single time, because now a lot of new players that come to watch the den, they will see that and be really turned off by the animation and the quality of the animation. Okay, some animations also haven't changed 100% either when they do release it. So that's also another thing we need to think about. Okay, so they fixed the wall splat too, because on the previous testing grounds, there would be some issues where you wouldn't be able to hit a wall when you let go a little bit early. Whoa, this is huge. That means... Come on, JC! JC! Impale got nerfed significantly. You can only do it on a light parry now. Holy smokes. Okay, this guy does not know how to block. I'm telling you, these guys don't play the game. Wow. Okay, so does that mean they improved the damage after the heavy? Let's find out. Because if not, that's a huge nerf. But then again, he does have much better offensive pressure. Impale after a parry used to be 800, and now they changed it to 1100 MS. Oh, that hurts, baby. That hurts. Oh, why would you remove the stun on Admoramikus? Why? You should be punished for getting light parried, man. And that stun was so cool. Like, the neutral makes sense. The neutral top heavy, removing it makes sense, but not off of Admoramikus. Wow, okay. I guess that kind of makes sense because you could chain into it afterwards. You could chain into unblockable. Still, I don't know how I feel about that. That ruins. She's got this. Dude, fix your game. Oh, please, guys, can you fix your game, please? There's so many disconnects and rage quits the past week. Gosh, even they are experiencing it. Good. So the follow-up light attack after you get a parry, they nerfed that to 12 because it used to be 16, but Jormungandr still has a 16, and Afira has 18 damage with the amount of utility that she has. They need to nerf that significantly. Don't nerf Lawbringer when you're not gonna nerf those two other characters, because they get high damage values and then Lawbringer doesn't. You need consistency, okay? You need consistency. Especially Afira's, because she can get a wall splat if you're near a wall on a heavy parry, okay? That's not okay. That's just not okay. At least Jormungandr has to work for his and land a GB or an unblockable on you. Sadly, they weren't able to showcase any more of the new stuff that they were going to talk about, but let me just go over it really quick. So before, if you didn't know, Lawbringer could long arm in a GB. You have to do like a heavy feint into a long arm really quickly. The timing was a little bit weird, but once you got used to it, you could probably do it consistently every single time. And it also does not drain or pause stamina anymore. Still a viable, or not really necessarily a viable gaking tool, but it can do a lot of damage because it's basically a pin. And the one thing is that his back distance is super important because you can ledge with it. But the funny thing is, if there was no wall, essentially you wouldn't be able to do anything because it literally throws you the farthest from any other character in the entire game. Maybe even farther than Shaman. You guys let me know if you guys have tested it, but it's far as heck and you can't do anything. At least Shaman is able to do a guaranteed headbutt afterwards to guarantee his own attack or a light attack. But that has been nerfed, and that's super helpful because maybe he can get a new punish or still get his double top heavies. Another important thing is that they also removed his hyper armor on all three sides of his heavy finishers. This is great. I think this is a good change. It looks like they listened to the community about hyper armor on everything, because if we had that, we wouldn't be able to just, you know, live with ourselves as Lawbringer players, because you would basically just become Raider, Hitokiri, and Magi, and all in one thing. And so that's a good change. He still basically has the same mix-ups, and I want to remind that this is still going to be in testing grounds. We're still going to have to test all of this out. We're going to have to get used to it, and we're going to have to figure out the best advice to give him. As I always say, give constructive feedback and with your experiences, and of course everyone has biases, but you know, try to formulate it in a cohesive thought. Unfortunately, no roll catchers still. I don't know why they don't do roll catchers. All right, this is silly. This is very silly. Roll catching is a mechanic in this game that is just really unfun. Exactly like Oathbreaker, it's unfun. You shouldn't remove an important quality that helps you stay alive. All right, revenge should be buffed. You should have a roll catcher, because if somebody rolls away from you when you're using Lawbringer, there's nothing you can do, and you feel hopeless, because as soon as you miss that whiff guard break on that character, everyone else rolls away, and then you are done. You're done there. You should just go jump off a ledge, or just let that warlord ledge you. Am I right here? Am I right here? Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. I know I'm right. It just makes sense. It's aggravating. That's what it is, okay? And I think that is about it. They didn't show anything else. They didn't talk about anything else. They just talked about For Honor in general and the reworks and the testing grounds that are coming. No new information on the new hero or the testing ground characters. We've got a lot of information that we covered, and this is crazy. This is honestly crazy. I wish they showed more about long arm. I mean, not long arm, but I wish they did more with long arm and showed more with Lawbringer, but technical difficulties and all that good stuff. So there it is. What do you guys think about that? There's a lot of new information here for the testing grounds, and we're gonna have to see and wait how it plays out. Hopefully it's not as bad as I think it is, because those bashes are pretty darn fast, if I say so myself. And granted, that does make offense insane, but you know, I feel like there should be a good middle ground between what we can have and what we shouldn't have. But you know, it just be like that sometimes, and it's in testing grounds for a reason. Let's just give good constructive feedback, because the devs want to try out new stuff to see, you know, to see what can bring For Honor into the limelight of professional gaming, guys. So if you guys watched the Duel Frenzy, the tournament, that was pretty fun. Seems like duels are pretty balanced now, but with the bashes coming out incredibly quickly like that, we'll have to see if the top players can even handle some mid-tier players, which would be pretty funny. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. What do you guys think about the weapons, the new armors, the Warmonger skin? Will you be buying that? Which slot of armor will you take that out specifically just for the skin? Because I don't know which one I'm going to be taking out, because I love all my Warmonger fashion, you know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys look good out there. Honestly, I haven't seen a bad one, I'll tell you that much. And so they need to implement more slots for us to include our fashion in. Maybe at least 10, because we have a lot. Well, this game is all about fashion, you know what I'm talking about? They need to include more slots for us. I would love that. So let Ubisoft know on Twitter, Reddit, and all that good stuff. I'll probably make a video on it. We'll see. But appreciate all the support. A lot of stuff going on with For Honor, and I'll be posting more videos out very soon for y'all. So thank you so much for stopping by and spending your valuable time here. I will be seeing you guys very soon. Bye-bye. See you later.